do they pick up here? But every week they? Okay, cool stuff. Shama brother. Hey Tada. This is the dumping site here.
What part of owning an NGO do you wish the public understood but rarely see?
Owning an NGO, it basically means that you are much closer to the community than government itself. Because in all communities, the go-to people in terms of the actual need, immediate need, people go to NGOs to get assistance, because to tap into government it's almost impossible. It's layers and layers and layers, but with communities, of the NGOs in the communities, they are more direct, because then they are contacted immediately through their councillors, and then they react immediately, because then they act as an agent of the community, of those particular communities, and they are more direct. And on the scale of trust, people tend to trust the NGOs more than government, because government is so far attached from the people, and the turnaround time of government in most cases takes quite long, and people need to be serviced at all time, in real time sometimes.
Okay. If you could spend a day in the shoes of a resident, what do you think you've learned that you can't see from the outside?
If I was living in a shack, is that the question you're asking me? If I was living in a shack, I think if you go and you see how those people live there, then you'll understand, because I think most of us, we speak from seeing these shacks and shack dwellers on the TV. But the conditions thereof, there's no infrastructure, there's no water, there's no electricity, there is none infrastructure whatsoever, especially in the informal one. So can you imagine yourself living in an area whereby you don't have services? It is quite a degrading, dehumanizing situation which we need to deal with as people if we say we care about our own.
As you're speaking, we had a chance to go to the ground and experience the conditions of the basics there. We learned a lot. What was your take on what we saw, and what's in it for the people to see through what we saw on the ground with that elderly who was on the bed, and the people who were selling some vegetables for a living in the shacks?
Well, thank you very much for that. I think with that said, we've seen it for ourselves, and what you see is what you believe. You know, something when you talk about it, and something when you see it, they become two different things. So with what we've seen a situation that me and you, I don't think we want to live in that kind of a situation, but people find themselves in those situations, and that's what we're trying to deal with, to try and alleviate poverty by assisting these people, by giving them dignity, giving them shelters, and giving them the toilets inside their houses so that they don't have to walk out at night and be mugged. And it's just not a nice feeling when you see somebody like that, especially an elderly person who cannot even get a job because of their age. So that's where we come in, to say that we want to form part of government itself and work together with government, work with SASA, work with all of the departments that are relevant in housing, so that we can be able to fast track the whole process of empowering our people and make sure that their dignity is put in a way that they themselves can feel empowered and not neglected by our own government. But we want to work with government because we believe that the government has what it takes and it can work with us as long as we put things together in the right way, our government is trustworthy. It just needs assistance from NPOs, and that's what is being encouraged by many of the officials from government to say, those who are interested to work with us, come along. So here we are, we want to work with them, and we believe that we can make a difference to the people.